At any given moment, roughly 100 million women around the world are pregnant. Then one morning, humanity wakes up in a completely different reality. Instead of 100 million pregnancies, all 1.9 billion women of reproductive age on Earth are suddenly pregnant at the same time. A 19-fold increase overnight, without a single warning. World leaders convene emergency meetings before breakfast, and the morning headlines are nearly identical in 80 countries at once. Nobody knows what to say beyond stating the unbelievable fact. The first week is pure chaos. Baby name registries crash under unprecedented traffic. Ultrasound appointments are booked months in advance before lunchtime. At the same time, men rush to buy at-home DNA paternity tests. The pregnancies appeared instantly and simultaneously, regardless of when or even whether conception could have occurred. Millions of couples simply have no idea whose children these are in biological terms. Demand for genetic testing exceeds supply by hundreds of times, and some of the results eventually challenge the very foundations of reproductive biology. Entire laboratories refuse to publish their findings because they cannot explain them. The baby products industry collapses next. The prices of strollers and diapers multiply within a single day, and within weeks, a fully developed black market for baby supplies emerges on nearly every street corner. Packs of diapers are traded the way gasoline ration coupons once were. Factories run 3 shifts without stopping, yet still cannot keep up. Neighboring countries accuse one another of buying entire shipping containers of infant formula before they even cross the border. Meanwhile, the world's militaries face a personnel crisis on a scale unseen even during the world wars. A huge percentage of women serving on active duty leave simultaneously for maternity leave, forcing military headquarters to rewrite operational doctrine within weeks and accelerate the automation of positions that had always been considered impossible to replace. The civilian workforce fares no better. Nearly 1 billion women leave work at the same time. Industries traditionally dominated by women, especially education and healthcare, effectively grind to a halt across every nation on Earth. Schools close. Medical appointments are canceled. The planet begins operating in a way no civilization has ever experienced. Hospitals become so overwhelmed that governments declare a global maternity mobilization, constructing field hospitals much like they would during a full-scale war.
Miles of medical tents stretch outside every major city, and no public health commander in history has ever managed an operation of this magnitude. Out of the crisis, an entirely new profession is born. Within months, artificial intelligence systems capable of synchronizing deliveries appear, and birth traffic controllers become as real a profession as air traffic controllers. Except instead of guiding airplanes through crowded skies, they coordinate millions of births down to the minute, so healthcare systems can survive the surge. Then, amid the chaos, scientists notice something deeply unsettling. Despite billions of pregnancies that began completely independently, in people of different ages, lifestyles, and continents, every fetus develops in near-perfect synchrony. The developmental timelines match within a single day. No known biological process can explain it. Emergency ethics committees are assembled, and newspapers call it the greatest mystery in medical history. In reality, almost nobody has time to investigate. Humanity is far too busy trying to survive the crisis unfolding around it. Someone jokes on social media that the planet has finally learned to count to 9 months better than any calendar ever could. For several days, it becomes the most shared post on Earth. While governments and ordinary families are consumed by the demographic emergency, one private space company quietly accelerates its fully automated colonization of Mars. No human crews, no astronauts, no lives at risk. At precisely the moment when human labor becomes the rarest resource in history, robotic spacecraft depart for the Red Planet, carrying no passengers at all. Almost nobody notices. Then, around the 9th month, comes a single extraordinary day, the most synchronized event in human history. Instead of the usual roughly 360,000 births per day,
the world experiences millions of births concentrated within the same 24-hour period. Maternity wards on every continent report their peak during the very same local hour, as though the planet itself, not each individual pregnancy, had decided when it was time. Airlines cancel thousands of flights in advance. Doctors from completely different specialties are rapidly retrained as obstetricians. In some cities, delivery wards are built in tents on football fields and parking lots because every hospital has already run out of space. Then comes the true consequence. The children become known as the wave generation. They grow up together. They attend school together.
And, most importantly, they all reach adulthood on the very same day in every country on Earth. That creates the largest synchronized voting bloc in human history. The first candidates from the wave generation run simultaneously for national parliaments and local governments across dozens of countries during the same election cycle, campaigning on remarkably similar platforms because they grew up watching the same global events unfold on the same days throughout their childhood. For the first time in history, a genuinely transnational political force emerges, not an alliance of governments, not an international organization, but an entire generation voting as a single bloc regardless of national borders. It permanently reshapes the balance of global politics. For the first time in human history, generational identity becomes stronger than national identity. Old political parties and even old borders suddenly seem as outdated as paper maps in the age of satellite navigation, not because anyone abolished them, but because an entire generation simply grew up without seeing much meaning in them. This isn't a scientific prediction, it's simply one altered fact. 100 million pregnancies become nearly 2 billion overnight, followed to its logical conclusion. And it turns out that the greatest revolution in human history requires no weapons, no leader, and no ideology. It needs only a single generation born at the same moment.